Have you ever asked yourself why the pain never really fades? Even when everything seems fine on the surface, there's that lingering heaviness inside you. It's like something isn't quite right, even if you can't explain it. Maybe you've tried all the usual paths, meditating, talking with friends, pretending you're okay, but the ache doesn't go away. It follows you like a quiet shadow. Here's a truth few dare to admit. Most of your suffering isn't caused by the outside world. It stems from within, from the parts of yourself you've neglected or refused to acknowledge. Carl Jung, a pioneer in psychology, once said, "What you don't make conscious will come back to you as fate." And this is exactly what's happening in your life right now. You avoid the message life is trying to send. You distract yourself with habits, meaningless pursuits, relationships that lack depth. You keep hoping it'll disappear, but it won't. That pain doesn't want to be buried. It wants to be seen. This isn't some feel-good motivational talk. I'm not here to sell you slogans or quick fixes. I want to challenge you to face the part of yourself you've tried to keep hidden. Give me just a few minutes of honest attention. That's all. I'll show you why your suffering persists and how real transformation begins. Not with tricks, but with self-awareness. Maybe you're barely holding on, smiling in public but broken inside. Or maybe you've just accepted the pain as a constant presence in your life. But let's be real, pain sticks around only because you've been avoiding its source. Jung spent his entire career exploring this darkness of the soul. He knew the only way to heal is to confront it. If you're ready to look inward, I promise one thing. This will change how you see yourself, your pain, and the possibility of freedom. You think the cause of your suffering is your job, your partner, money problems, or social expectations. And while those pressures are real, they're not the root. The deepest pain, the kind that eats away at you silently, emerges when you've lost connection with your true self. Jung called it the tragedy of the soul, living a life that isn't yours. And many of us are doing just that. Since childhood, we're conditioned to blend in, to meet expectations. Gradually, we stop being who we are. We put on a mask to be accepted. We stifle our desires, suppress our emotions, swallow our frustration. Eventually, we forget who we really are. You might not even be able to name the pain you feel. But it's there, quiet, persistent, consuming. That's what happens when we live a lie. When you look in the mirror and barely recognize the person staring back, your soul knows, and it starts to cry out through anxiety, sleeplessness, emotional numbness, or guilt. These are signs that you're betraying your essence. Don't be fooled. It's not failure that cuts deep. It's the false image of who you think you should be. It's not the solitude that breaks you. It's the hollow feeling that you no longer know yourself. When you're alone and no longer recognize yourself, the real pain isn't coming from others. It's coming from within, each time you deny who you are just to fit in. This inner divide is what keeps the suffering alive. You're trying to patch up surface wounds while ignoring the deeper source. But here's a shift in perspective. Pain isn't punishment, it's a signal. Jung believed that pain is the first messenger of change. It's the soul calling you back to your truth. Healing begins the moment you stop escaping and start paying attention to what's been suppressed, silenced, and buried. Now we approach the part of yourself that is both your greatest fear and your greatest potential, what Jung called the shadow. If you really want to end the cycle of suffering, you have to confront it. You try to get rid of anxiety, guilt, anger, sadness, as if they were flaws to be erased. But the issue is deeper. What you fight on the surface has roots in a part of you that's been pushed into the dark. The shadow is everything you've ever hidden. Your raw emotions, your denied urges, the ambitions you've masked, the fears you've buried. We all have it, no exceptions. Think about those moments where you overreacted, sabotaged your own happiness, or hurt someone for no reason. That was your shadow operating without your awareness. It influences your choices, your feelings, your life. Jung said it best, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you'll call it fate. You may think you're cursed or unlucky, but maybe it's just your shadow running the show, quietly, consistently. Facing it isn't easy. It means confronting truths you'd rather avoid. It means giving up the role of victim and acknowledging that you are, at times, the architect of your own pain. There's something wild and untamed inside you, and it's still part of you. But here's the thing, your shadow isn't your enemy. It's a piece of you that's been banished, misunderstood, and like any lost part, it longs to be seen and welcomed back. Jung didn't believe in destroying the shadow. He believed in integrating it. When you embrace it, you transform it. What you repress weakens you. What you accept empowers you. Now that the shadow is in front of you, the question is, what are you going to do with it? Knowing it exists is just the start. The true turning point is what you choose to do next. You've seen your disconnection, you've glimpsed your shadow, and now comes the moment that matters most, facing it. Awareness is powerful, but transformation only comes through action. Bold, honest, sometimes painful action. This is where most people stop. They want insight, but not the work that follows. Because healing asks you to enter your personal underworld with your eyes open. Jung was clear. The path to discovering your true self passes through your darkest places. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward despite fear. To face the unconscious means listening to your body when your mind wants to ignore it. That tight gut when you're around the wrong people. The heaviness in your chest every time you betray your own needs. These are not just feelings. They are messages. That strange exhaustion that shows up when you smile just to keep others comfortable, that's not weakness. It's your unconscious trying to protect you. It's saying, pay attention, and maybe for the first time you should. You don't need to start big. Begin with the basics. Jot down your dreams. Notice what triggers you emotionally. Look for patterns, those same old loops that seem to repeat endlessly. Behind every moment that knocks you off balance, there's a message hiding. The unconscious doesn't speak in plain words. It speaks in feelings, in metaphors, in symbols. Your job is not to rush to fix it, but to be present with it. Not to soothe yourself, but to meet your truth head on. A powerful tool? Honest writing. Sit down and pour out the parts of yourself you've always kept silent. Write what you're ashamed to admit. Let your fears, doubts, and secrets speak on paper. When you give a voice to the things you've buried, they lose their power to control you. Another essential step? Find someone to reflect with, maybe a therapist or a deeply aware friend. Not to get advice, but to mirror your own blind spots back to you. Jung didn't see the unconscious as a place for trash. He saw it as a living intelligence, holding answers if you're willing to listen without excuses or filters. Want to stop the suffering? Then stop running from it. As long as you avoid it, it will follow you. But if you turn around and face it, something begins to shift. That pain becomes something else. It becomes a doorway. Let's get something straight. Pain isn't a flaw in the design. It's a signal from your soul that something isn't right, that something within you needs to change. It's a message saying, this way of living, it's no longer sustainable. When we view suffering this way, everything changes. It's no longer punishment, it becomes a pointer, a compass guiding you toward healing. Think about it. Most breakthroughs in life don't come from peace, they come from chaos. It's the pain that forces you to finally act, to finally confront. Jung said we must live through our suffering to truly transform it, not numb it, not escape it, but go through it. Take someone who's always available, always saying yes, always putting others first. Eventually they feel empty, tired, anxious. No medication fixes it. Because their body is shouting the truth their mind refuses to face. You're living a lie. Or picture someone stuck in the same broken relationships again and again. Always feeling unloved, always ending up hurt. That pain isn't random. It's a mirror reflecting an old wound, likely from childhood, still asking to be seen. Once you see pain as symbolic, everything shifts. It's no longer your enemy, it's your guide. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's also honest. And if you follow it with curiosity and courage, it leads somewhere you may never have thought possible, to peace. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you become whole. Because you finally stop betraying yourself. Because you listened.